What's up, guys, and welcome back to Teeny's Garage. In today's video, we're going to be throwing an X-ring chain on the Warrior 350. Let's get right into it. In the previous video, you saw this thing start. We got the top end done. Now in this video, I'm going to be putting this niche drive chain. It's an X-ring chain. You can pick these up for about half the cost of a normal X-ring chain, or maybe even less. I've used it on my 400 over there, and it's worked out pretty good. So I'm gonna use it on one of these. Now this is a 102 link chain, and I believe these factory Yamaha Warriors are 98 links, so we'll just have to see. But the first few things, we're gonna go ahead and loosen up this pivot point and this pivot point down here. I wanna say these are 17s. I'm gonna have to double check on them. And then we should be able to loosen these things up as well to be able to swing this rear axle forward and back to tighten the chain. And then we'll throw the chain on. So these pivot bolt nuts and bolt here is a 17. And if you spin your axle, if you lift it up off the ground, mine's lifted up right now with a jack, you do have easier access through the sprocket over here to get to this bolt and to this one. Boy, those were already loose. Glad I'm doing this, because that is kind of crazy. This bottom one was pretty loose already too. Now you just want to loosen these up. You don't have to take them all the way apart. You just want to make sure they're loose so that you can move the axle back and forth. And then we'll loosen these. I think this is a 10 and maybe a 12 on these two nuts here. So let's get that done. I've loosened these two nuts up here, and then these were a 10 and 12 on these things here. I probably didn't need to pull them all the way off, but I did. And then this axle, this carrier here, will now pivot. It's kind of stiff, but it will pivot forward and back, and you want this as far forward as possible so that whenever the chain is put on, it's going to be, I think, at the tightest it could possibly be with the shortest amount of links. And then obviously as your chain loosens up or wears out over time, you can pull your axle out and tighten these two bolts up, and it'll cinch it tight, and you could have the correct amount of play. So now with this all the way being forward, I may be able to tap these in a little bit more, but I'll probably leave them right here because there's a little gap, and I don't even know if this will go in anymore. It doesn't feel like it. We could start laying our chain up here and measuring it, and then we'll probably have to grind off a couple links. This is as far as these things will go in. I tapped them with a hammer, and all they do is move up. So I got my chain out. Gonna go ahead and open it, slap it around the front sprocket, and drag it through the little, right here, the chain guide, wrap it around here, and mark and see where we need to cut this thing. You look, our chain is pretty tight right there, and we could probably cut this link, and I think we would have plenty of slack. It's maybe a little off here. So technically, I believe this would be 1 link, 2 link, 3 link, 4, and that would technically be 98 links, which is the factory amount that the Warrior is supposed to have. So I think what I'll do is grind this off right here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. If I grind this down, I should be able to pop this pin out. If you have a chain press tool, you obviously be able to do it that. It'd be a lot easier. I don't have one, so I'm going to grind this off and potentially try to pound that through. The chain has been ground down, and I just pounded it through with a hammer. We're gonna go ahead and get our links here. The last time, I think they did give me grease, but I don't see any grease in here. But they did give me some lubricant, so I'm gonna put that on this master chain link. And to do this, you basically just get your master link and make sure there's an X ring on this side. Now I'll get our little lube bottle here. I'm gonna lube this thing up. Oh, we need to cut the tip off. Just cut off. I'm gonna go ahead and lube up our little master link shafts there. Should be able to slide this through if everything is lined up correctly, like that. Then we can maybe put a little more lube on here. Same thing with this, like that. Gonna get our other 2 X rings here, put them on, like that. Get our plate, put our plate on. And then what I like to do is get a pair of pliers and squeeze this. Not too tight, but squeeze it just enough to get your little clip on. And this clip, the closed end needs to go the direction the chain is going. So the chain goes that way. We need to make sure the closed end goes that way. Just slightly squeeze this so it, you kind of see, exposes those. We're going to put our little keeper there on there. Make sure it's on. Make sure this is kind of facing the right direction. It might be a little difficult to do. Now, if you had a chain tool, this would be a lot easier. I do not have one. Now that that's on and kind of exposed, you should be able to do this. This is how I normally do it. You kind of just grab a hold of the rear piece along with that spring and squeeze it. You can kind of add some pressure as well, pliers, to kind of apply some force and squeeze that son of a gun thing on there. Of course, it's not going well. Last time I did this, it worked no problem and with ease. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now make sure your clip is in, make sure it's seated. There is little marks here on this master link shaft that it can only slide into. May throw some more lube here, just lube it on there. There should be some in between those X-rings, so we should be good to go. Now we can go ahead and get our chain tight so it's not so floppy. We can go ahead and start threading these adjusters here, these tighteners in. I went ahead and kind of wire wheeled off this paint so I could actually thread these bolts because they were not wanting to thread. Now the key is to try to keep these exactly even. So these should technically be even. So I should just be able to thread them in until they get kind of snug like that. And the same with this one. And then we'll start recording how many turns we do each. So like that, and these are, I believe, 10s actually. And what I might do to help myself here is put a little mark, like maybe this right here is the top on this one, and this is the top on this one. So when we rotate, we can see how many times we rotated these things. And basically you're just going to try to do them as even as possible. So let's just say one turn on this. There's one. And then the same thing. We'll do one here. And we're going to do that back and forth until we lose some slack on our chain, and then we can adjust it correctly. Okay, I've spun these things around several times. Now, this is about the slack that I want because I'm not on the four-wheeler right now. When I get on it, it gets a little bit tighter, so the slack tightens up some. But that's about where I like it, so I'm going to leave it at that. You can measure this. There is a specific specification to measure this by, but I'm just doing it off of feel and experience. So that's how I like mine. I'm going to go ahead now and on these bottom nuts, cinch these, try to spin these down, and then tighten them as I tighten this or hold this so that it doesn't move, and tighten these nuts, and then I'll go ahead and cinch these nuts. I don't know the torque spec, but I will let you know next. These two pinch bolts get 33 foot-pounds, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I think we can go ahead and go on our first ride. This is supposed to be, I think it said 1 inch to 1.5 inches. This may be a little tight, so I may have to loosen it some over time, but this will loosen actually by itself after the first couple rides. So I'll probably, like I said, leave it there. It's kind of where I like it, and then just go from there. And then I think we're on to our first ride, guys. That's how you put a chain on a Yamaha Warrior 350. Now, like I figured, the chain is already loosened up literally just after a 5-minute ride around the yard. This thing does rip. I'm pretty impressed by it. That little bit higher compression piston does give this thing a little bit more of an oomph. And of course, the exhaust makes a little bit of a difference, maybe a placebo effect, but it does feel good. So that's going to be the end of this one, guys. The chain will be in the links. The chain will be in the description down below. So if you want to go ahead and grab you one of those, use my affiliate link. It gives me a little bit of a kickback, helps my channel out. I will be adjusting this chain again after I ride it maybe 1 or 2 more times, and then from there, I'll maybe tighten it a little bit more. It's already, like I said, loosened up some. So that's where we're at with this. So I'll probably just go ahead and take this thing for another ride or two and see how it feels, see what's going on with it. And that's it. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.